I'm going to finish up the modeling now on this air conditioner, and I'm going to be working on the back and on the supports. And here's what I want to do. I'm going to bring in a plane, rotate X 90, and scale it down. I'm going to have 4 of these things. Okay, and this is how I'm going to do this. I think I'm just going to focus just on that thing. Control R to put an edge loop in there, and Control B, pull it out to the side, and do another one. Pull it out so I've got 2 lined up there. Now we're going to have a few of these, something like that. I'm going to select this one, this one, this one, all of these. I'm going to press V to rip, and then I'm going to come to the side and just push these out like this a little bit, so I get this effect. Alright, so far so good. Now we're going to switch over to vertex snapping. Press 1 for vertex and select these vertices here. These 2, and I'm going to turn on merge vertices and bring them over and snap to there. And I'm going to select these ones. Pull them over and snap to there. So this is what I have right here. Alright, good. Now I'm going to look from the front, or the back really, whatever, whichever way that is. I guess that is the front. I may have to flip it around. Shift D to duplicate it, and let's turn that off first of all. Shift D to duplicate, pull it over here and snap to there. Take both of them, Shift D, pull them down, pull them up and snap to there. Select it all, merge by distance, and at this point I can get rid of this one and this one. We're going to dissolve those edges. Let's go ahead and put on solidify, and that's okay like that. Let's put on a bevel, bring that up to 3. We can shade smooth and then add weighted normal, and normal's auto smooth. I'm going to come in here and grab that square. We're going to use that. Shift D to duplicate it, pull it out, P to break it out. Let's take that and scale in the Z, scale in the X, and that can be a little plate of some sort. I will come back to here and apply the solidify. Let's go into object mode. Apply the solidify and get rid of the back face. Just take it out. And pull it in. Like that. Okay, and the last thing that I want to do on this, I want to round the corners, and so I'm going to grab the vertices here, those 2 and these 2. I just want to move them a little bit in the X, move them in, so I can grab these, just so I have enough room to round this. This one and this one, and Control B. Alright, let's go in here now and scale that down a little bit. Let's rotate Z 180 degrees, and we'll pull it out. So it's going to go on there in a moment, but first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a hole for this thing here. So I'm going to come up to, actually I'm going to come up to about there, maybe like that, and I'm going to split that as well, maybe something like that. Okay, and I'll take this face and I'll delete it. And then what I'm going to do is I want to orient this thing a little bit better, so I'm going to select and bring my cursor there, and then take this thing here and I will set the origin to the 3D cursor, and I'll set the geometry to origin. So at least it's in the middle there. So I've got a hole in there now. Almost done, but not quite. Now I'm going to, let's see if I can just use this. I wasn't sure. I don't think I'm going to use it. I want to do one more thing. And I'm going to bring in a plane and scale it wider. I'm going to make a border for this thing. Kind of like that. Actually, maybe, okay. Like that. And I'm going to bevel these. Just like that. Okay. That's good. I can pull that out a bit. And I'm going to zoom in a bit. And I inset, pull that in, just like that. I'll delete that, and I'll take this, and I'll extrude it back, but I'll flip those. Alright, we'll push that in just a little bit like that. And we'll do a Boolean here. And I'll select that. Now I'm going to take these edges. And hope I've got everything. And I'm going to extrude it in a little bit. And Control E, bridge edge loops. And then I'm going to come around again. I think I'm going to select, and I'm going to use the Control key to get it to go more of the distance all the way around. Not sure I explained that very well, but and then I can adjust. Okay, and if I've got everything, I'm going to do a little bit of a bevel here with just total of 3. So we'll have that. And then I'll take this. I'll just make it a little bit bigger and position it. Okay, so we have that going on. All right. And then I think I will put these bolts on there. So I'll take that one and Shift D to duplicate it, pull it out, P to break it out, period key to zoom in on that, and I will rotate Z 180 degrees and roughly pull it in, and then G, and we're going to put this on here. Scale it maybe just a little bit. All right, so let's see if we can bring the 3D cursor to there. And I'll set the origin to the 3D cursor and mirror there. Okay, that's not quite working, so let's try maybe that's a bit more. Okay, I may make this a little bit smaller, maybe move it down a little bit. Later on I can rotate those if I remember. I just want to have a quick look and see. Yep. All right, so I have my back panel there. I can always put little details if I want in alphas or normals, and I may do that. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch to the last part I think that I'm going to model for this. And that's going to be underneath here. I'm going to bring in a plane. and get the approximate thickness that I want. Have that stick out. I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to delete that. I'll put the 3D cursor there, and we're going to mirror that. We can have it on we can do that for the moment. Okay, good. And now I'm going to take this, and I'm going to look from the side, and I'm going to I'll do this in wireframe so I can see the thing. There we go. I'm going to press E to extrude, and we're going to come down like this, and E, and we're going to come out like that. Maybe I'll come down a bit more. And out a little bit. All right. This part is going to be rounded. Shift Control B and pull. And I can press C for clamp. Roll my mouse up to round it. I think I need to adjust this. So I'm going to look down from the top, and I think I'm going to box select these and pull it out. I think I'll have to do that and put a bolt on there. Okay, so far so good. So now what we'll do is we'll take that, let's add solidify to this. And I think that's probably a reasonable thickness. Let's see, maybe a bit more even thickness. All right, I'm going to go ahead and apply that, and I think I'll actually do the mirror as well, and then just focus on that thing there. Now what I want to do is I want to bevel these edges, and I'm going to use 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to switch back to this. It's a little easier to see my edges. Bevel the top and bottom, selecting all of the edges. All right, I think I have it all. Control B and pull, and I just need probably 3. Shade smooth, and I can put on weighted normal and normal's auto smooth. Slash key, bring that back. So that would be, you know, right up there basically. Okay. And then underneath there, we're going to have something else. Now, can I just use something? Is there something I can use? Can I just use this? Let's Shift D and duplicate it and pull it down. P to break it out. Let's look from the bottom. Control 7. And I don't need to mirror this or anything. I just need to take this edge, and I guess that goes to there, right? Or so. So what we'll do is we'll take this, let's scale that wider like that. Let's scale that in the Y. Past those. You know, kind of basically like that. Take the edges here and extrude them down. To do that. Okay, let's try solidify on this guy. We'll just put it above. Do even thickness. And this thing is annoying me right now. Yeah, something like that. Okay, something like that. So I'm going to apply that, and then I'll come in here and I'm going to do some beveling on this. I'll use 5, and then I'm going to focus on that and bevel the edges here. Just with 3 though. and then bevel these edges. So around and around. Okay, looks good. Just a little bit. Okay, that's fine. It's going to be like that. And then let's come in here and select something. Here, we'll do some kind of a washer and a bolt. Let's use, say, let's use 24 vertices. Like that. Okay, I'm going to select the top and the bottom and bevel this and shade smooth. I won't worry about shading or anything yet. And then let's actually focus on that thing with the 3D cursor. Bring in another circle with 6 to make a hexagonal bolt. Give it some thickness. Press 2 with all the edges selected and Control B, pull, and I just need 3. Push that down, and I will then finish this off with the cylinder, not an icosphere, with a cylinder that's 18 is probably enough for this. And I won't show it going through because I'll never look down there. Actually, I don't think. Okay, like this, scale out in the Z. I think I will delete this face and then take the whole thing and then rotate Y 180. Just flip it over. It's easier than searching for the bottom. And push that down in. Select that face and Control B, and I'll give a few more segments and we'll do something like that. Push down. Shade smooth, but I'm going to be joining all this stuff in just a moment. All right, so I'm going to join all this right now. I'll shade smooth, and maybe we'll put on. Well, you know what? I'm probably going to join it to this thing, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. Let's select this whole thing. Bring the 3D cursor there, and set the origin to the 3D cursor, and we'll mirror this to the back there. And I think I will go ahead, I'll apply the mirror and I'll join these, and if I want to spin them around, then I'll do that later. In fact, I'm going to join it to this. Is there anything on that? Is there any reason not to do that? Okay, and then let's come back in here, select the bottom and bring the 3D cursor there. And let's see about mirroring this to the other side. Okay, and that would be our supports. Let's make sure. Yeah, okay. All right, good. I'm not going to worry about rotating the bolts right now. Have a look at the statistics. Okay, we're over 100,000. Very nice. We've got that back stuff there. Thinking that it's possible I want to pull this out a little bit, but I think it's okay. Let's go back to the mat cap there so we can see some shading. I've created a little thing here for where the hose would attach. And I've got the supports on there. All right, so that would actually be the finished model. All right, now there may be some tweaking to do and preparation for textures, of course, because I've got to UV this. I'd have to apply a bunch of modifiers and join some stuff and add some materials. So there's a good amount of stuff to do, and I'm not sure I'll do all of that on camera. I may do some of it, or I may do it all in preparation and say, hey, okay, I've got this material on this part and that part, and maybe I should quickly show you the UVs. I would have to use the UDIM method for this of UV tiles, and then I'll show you the texturing. All right, so that's it for the modeling of this particular air conditioner. I followed the reference for a lot of it, and then I deviated by putting these in here. This thing is different, and this style, which I had said I'd liked anyhow. But I'm going to leave it at that, and I'll be back with something else very soon related to the air conditioner as we get ready for texturing. So thanks very much for watching, and hope to see you again soon.